Okay, 2018 is over. 2019, here we go. And what's the first film I'm going to see? Escape Room. Oh, January! But yeah, hey guys, so welcome to Crazy Culture Inc. I'm Ian Gallo Loco with your first reviews of 2019. And yep, so let's start with the usual January horror film that starts the whole year off with Escape Room. Apparently this was directed by the same guy that did Insidious: The Last Key, which also came out at the beginning of last year. Yeah, he's already having a reputation for me as far as the films. Regardless of how you feel, if you liked Insidious: The Last Key, I was not a giant fan of it. But other than that, let's see how this film goes. And of course, escape rooms now have become popular. In fact, I've gone to now a couple. I've not ever won them. Me and my group of friends always came down to the last thing, and we failed. So yeah, but it was always the experience that was really fun. So naturally, because this is a thing now that's popular, we're gonna get a movie about it. And yeah, this was not good. This was not a good movie. Start off, this is mostly a bunch of really, to me, unknowns, other than Deborah Wolf from Daredevil, and she may have been the only character I feel like I actually had any sympathy really for, because all of the characters are pretty unlikable in this. I mean, there's another actress in there that is kind of like that, but then kind of goes off the rails with that. But this basically felt like a combination of an escape room meets Saw meets Westworld. If you see the movie, you'll understand, but I'm not actually going to recommend this. The acting, for the most part, was just atrocious. Like I mentioned, I didn't even like one character in this. All the attempts of humor in this were not funny to me, and like the backstories given and the way that the characters then develop, as far as like when it comes to like the Saw films, never really felt that justification for, and it just was a mess. It was kind of already a sloppy mess to begin with, but then the ending comes and it shoehorns trying to have this as a franchise, and just fails on every level. And again, with usual horror movies nowadays, it's not even the horror film that even scares me. It's actually the people in the audience. And again, row of young people on their phones. Please stop it. This is really annoying. It's really frustrating. But in other words, it didn't take away from the fact that this was a pretty bad movie. I do not recommend Escape Room. If you're interested in Escape Room, go do one yourself. They're way more fun. Because that was another thing that this film fails to capture, which is the participation. And I didn't really participate at all, because I didn't like anybody. So I'm going to give Escape Room a D-. Yep, that's how I start the year off. Now on to actually the second film that I technically saw this year in 2019, which technically came out last year and has been getting a lot of buzz awards, and that's If Beale Street Could Talk. And I completely understand why this is getting awards talk and Oscar talk and just all this accolades. It definitely does deserve the attention. It's a very well made movie. It's made by the same guy that made Moonlight, Barry Jenkins. And there's, of course, a lot of hype going into that. And it's a story about a black couple in Harlem, and she gets pregnant, and he gets falsely put away in jail, and it's basically them telling the family, and trying to work out to prove his innocence. Now the performance in here, all the performances pretty much were great. I loved all of them equally as much. The one that I felt, just in my opinion, and I'm kind of being a little less harsh on this, is the main actress in it, because as I then found out, this was her first real movie. She was like in TV shows, shorts, and a TV movie. So I'm going to try not to be as harsh on her. However, when I look at what is given, she does a good job of emoting a lot of this emotional stuff, but her delivery of lines just felt like she was like reading off of the script, and just didn't fully connect with me in that way. Another thing that I had a tiny issue with was the structure of this, because it does a lot of exposition narration, and sometimes it's good, you know, because that's apparently the only way we're going to get some things about characters' backstory. But there's narration about events that are just happening like right in front of you, and it kind of takes me out of it because I'm visually watching it. I don't need to then hear somebody talking about that this is what's happening. But those were my only kind of quibbles that kind of impacted the film. Again, I completely understand, and I know people are gonna have loved this movie. I completely understand that. I just feel that as far as story, acting, and overall performances, Moonlight was a little bit better and a little bit more impactful with the story that it's telling. Because as important as this story is, I have just seen it and I've heard about this kind of thing, and it just didn't impact as hard. So just for that alone, the performances, just go watch them for that. They're great. The directing is really nice. It's just the structure that I personally had an issue with. But I am going to give If Beale Street Could Talk a B+. So don't know if I'm going to end up buying this. Some people kind of question if they were going to buy Moonlight. I had no problem buying it. Where is it? See, I have it right here. So I have no problem rewatching this again. So guys, thank you for watching this. Please comment below. Have you seen If Beale Street Could Talk? What did you think of it? Does it deserve the awards talk, or doesn't it? I don't know. You tell me. This is just my opinion. From Crazy Culture Inc., I am Gaiho Loco, Ian Novak, and I will see you next time.